What if the car you're driving right now becomes worthless in just a few years? Imagine pulling into a dealership for a simple repair, only to find the doors locked, the lot empty, and no one to help you. Last year, Mitsubishi sold fewer cars in the United States than Toyota moves in a single week, 87,000 versus over 100,000. Nissan's profits in Japan? Down 99% from where they were a decade ago. I talked to a guy named Mike, a mechanic with 20 years under his belt, who said he's got customers begging for parts that just don't exist anymore. These brands aren't just struggling, they're on life support, and if you own one or plan to buy one, you need to hear what's coming next. Let's start with Mitsubishi. This is a brand that used to mean something. Cars like the Lancer Evolution and Eclipse had people excited, fast, fun, and different. Now, it's a shadow of itself. In 2024, Mitsubishi sold just 87,000 vehicles in the United States. That's tiny compared to what big players like Toyota or Honda move. Their market share here is under 1%, and their dealer network's shrinking fast, down from over 350 locations a decade ago to about 211 today. A lot of those dealers are barely scraping by, sitting on cars they can't sell. The Outlander's their one decent seller, but it's not enough. The rest of their lineup, the Mirage, Eclipse Cross, Outlander Sport, they're old designs that can't keep up with newer stuff from Kia or Hyundai. Worse, Mitsubishi's got no real plan for electric cars. Everyone else is rolling out EVs left and right, and they've got one plug-in hybrid Outlander and a shrug. Insiders I've talked to say they're betting Mitsubishi pulls out of the United States soon, focusing on places like Southeast Asia where they still have a pulse. If you've got one, good luck finding parts in a few years. Resale values are already starting to tank. Next up, Chrysler. This one hurts if you're into American car history. They invented the minivan, gave us the 300 sedan, built classics people still talk about. Now they're down to two models, the Pacifica minivan and the 300, which is getting axed this year with nothing to replace it. That leaves Chrysler with one car to sell in a market where you need variety to survive. Last year, they moved 112,000 vehicles, way down from 200,000 5 years ago. Their parent company, Stellantis, is pouring cash into Jeep and Ram. But Chrysler? It's like they've forgotten it exists. Most Chrysler dealers are tacked onto Jeep or Dodge lots. Standalone Chrysler showrooms are basically gone. I visited one in the Midwest last month, and the guy there told me they're selling Pacificas at a loss just to keep the lights on. Analysts think Stellantis might kill Chrysler off, or turn it into a badge they slap on something else. Either way, it's not looking good. Owners are already seeing resale values slip, and once the 300's gone, it's hard to see how they hang on. Then there's Alfa Romeo. They came back to the United States in 2014 with big promises, Italian style, sporty driving, the whole package. Instead they flopped. They sold under 20,000 cars here last year. Tesla does that in a week. They've got two models, the Giulia sedan and Stelvio SUV, both stuck with designs from years ago and no big updates. Reliability's a mess too. Consumer Reports keeps ranking them near the bottom, and in the luxury game, that's a death sentence. Their dealer network's tiny, 112 locations compared to BMW's 341 or Audi's 303. I talked to a dealer in California who said they're losing money on every Giulia they sell, discounting them by $7,000 just to clear space. Stellantis runs Alfa too, and with Chrysler already on the ropes, it's not hard to imagine them cutting this Italian experiment loose. If you own one, parts and service are going to get tricky fast. Resale's already dropping like a stone. Minis next. Remember when Minis were the cool small cars everyone wanted? Now they're bigger, pricier, and well, kinda lost. Sales in the US are down almost 40% over 5 years. They've gone from quirky to confusing with stuff like the Countryman and Clubman, crossovers that don't stand out in a packed market. The classic Mini Cooper's gotten expensive, but it doesn't feel premium enough to justify the cost. BMW owns them, and their electric game's weak. The Cooper SE's range can't touch what Tesla or even Hyundai offers. Dealers are struggling too. I saw lots with cars sitting for months. BMW's small SUVs are stealing Mini's thunder, and it's tough to see why they'd keep it around as a full brand. Might just become a single model under BMW's umbrella. For owners, that means less support and values that'll keep sliding as the brand fades. Nissan's fall is the wildest. They used to be huge, over 8% of the US market. Now they're at 4%. In Japan, their profits crashed 99% year over year. They're basically broke there. They tried merging with Honda to save themselves, but it fell apart. The Leaf was an EV pioneer, but Nissan dropped the ball. Competitors passed them by while they sat still. Their dealerships are a mess too many for their sales, so they're slashing prices and killing their own value. Quality slipped. Those CVT transmissions are a nightmare for owners. I talked to a salesman in Texas who said they're selling Sentras $8,000 below cost just to hit quotas. Nissan might shrink big time, close dealers, cut models, or pull out of the US like Mitsubishi's heading toward. If you've got one, resale's hurting, and repairs could get ugly down the road. Buick's in trouble too. It used to be America's near-luxury pick, but now it's stuck with buyers averaging 66 years old. Nobody young wants them. GM's focused on Chevy, GMC, and Cadillac, leaving Buick with a lineup of crossovers that don't stand out. They sold okay in China, but that market's shaky now with trade issues. In the US, they're fading fast. Dealers are cutting prices to move inventory, and resale's weak. GM might mash Buick into GMC or just let it die. Owners are looking at thin support and values that'll keep dropping as the brand loses ground. Infinity's another luxury bust. Nissan's high-end arm peaked 7 years ago, but sales are down 60% since. Their lineup's stale. The QX60 went a decade without a real redo. Tech's lagging. They used to lead with stuff like surround cameras, but now they're behind even basic brands. Dealers are down from 220 to 170, and the ones left aren't investing. Nissan's own money woes mean Infinity's not getting help. They might fold into Nissan as fancy trims like Mercury did with Ford. Owners are stuck with falling values, down 15% more than rival luxury brands, and service headaches looming. Last Dodge, they're all about muscle cars, Charger, Challenger, V8S roaring, but the world's going electric, and Dodge is scrambling. Those two models are over 60% of their sales, built on ancient platforms. The electric Charger's coming, but their fans aren't sold. Too many love the old gas power. Stellantis could cut Dodge if it flops. They've already shrunk Chrysler. I talked to a dealer in Ohio who's worried. They're moving cars cheap to clear lots, but the future's shaky. Owners might see V8S turn collectible, but near-term resale could crash if Dodge stumbles. What happens when these brands die? Look at Saab. Warranties went poof, parts dried up, values tanked. Suzuki owners saw resale drop 40% in 6 months after they left the US Pontiac, Mercury, Saturn. All left owners with headaches. These 8 are showing the same signs. Shrinking sales, no new ideas, desperate deals. If you own one, sell soon if it's newish. Values drop fast after exit news. Or get a third-party warranty that'll hold up. Buying, only if the discount's huge, 25 to 30% off, and you're ready for risks. Safer picks? Hyundai, Kia, Toyota, Honda. They've got the cash and plans to stick around. Here's the deal. These 8 brands, Mitsubishi, Chrysler, Alfa Romeo, Mini, Nissan, Buick, Infinity, Dodge, they're not just having a bad year, they're on the edge, and insiders see them gone in 3 to 5 years. Your car's not just a ride, it's money you've sunk in, and if these companies vanish, you're left with a headache. Parts you can't find, warranties that don't work, resale that's a fraction of what you paid. I've walked empty lots, talked to desperate salespeople, dug into the numbers. This isn't a guess, it's happening right now. If you've got one of these, think hard about your next move. Sell, protect yourself, something. If you're shopping, skip the gamble. Go for brands that'll be here a decade from now. Next time I've got to sit down with an exec who spilled the beans on one of these brands' exit plans. It's closer than you think. Stick around for that.